When we talk about the language of LGBTQ, we're often referring to people's orientations. Orientation may include different things for different people. So for example, some people may be romantically attached to someone but not sexually, as in the case of someone who is asexual. Today, many people argue that orientation is not an either-or thing. Many past researchers, including Alfred Kinsey, suggested that sexual orientation is not a binary between straight or gay, but a range of possibilities. So the Kinsey scale actually proposed a range of orientations from exclusively heterosexual to exclusively gay, with in-between states like predominantly homosexual but more than incidentally heterosexual. So what are some of the possibilities? Lots of people are heterosexual or straight. They're simply attracted to people who are the opposite gender. Other people are gay, and this term was typically used to describe a man who is attracted to other men, although some people use this term now as sort of an umbrella term for everyone who's either gay or lesbian. Queer is another umbrella term, but in the past it was used in very offensive ways. So some people use the word today positively while others still feel offended by it. So you may find a range of reactions depending on how it's used. Many people are moving away from the term homosexual because of the stigma and history surrounding that particular word. Years ago, homosexuality was considered a mental disorder, and clearly we know better today. So that term is considered as out of date as the mental diagnosis. So similarly, an androsexual is someone who's attracted to men, males, or masculinity. A lesbian is a woman who's attracted to other women. Another term that folks use that's quite similar is gynesexual, or someone who's attracted to women, females, or femininity. Pansexuality is often used to describe someone who's attracted to all genders or some genders. It's similar to bisexuality. Bisexuality is based on the gender binary and usually means a person's attracted to both men and women. Pansexuality, on the other hand, may refer to someone who's attracted to both men and women, but also transgender people or gender non-conforming people. So again, these words mean different things to different people. Questioning is a term used to describe someone who has not completely determined their orientation or gender. Typically, it's used to describe youth, but anyone can be questioning. Another similar term is bicurious, indicating someone who's curious about both men and women. Two-spirit is a term used by Indigenous peoples. It's a modern term, but many Indigenous groups have had their own language for genders outside the binary for, thousands of years. Two-spirit is a term that recognizes that long legacy. It's obviously delivered in English, but typically it means someone who has two spirits inside of them, including man or woman, or it could also mean a third gender, which is neither man or woman. Again, means different things to different people. Someone who is asexual does not experience sexual desire to another person. Some people who are asexual often still want relationships, but they may not experience sexual desire. So asexuality is different from someone who wants to remain celibate or chooses not to engage in sexual activity for various reasons. A demisexual is someone who needs an emotional bond to engage in sexual activity with someone. Ironically, even though the term demisexual is rarely used, it could actually fit that idealized model of Western European sexuality, which is the idea that everyone longs for a monogamous relationship between two people who are soulmates. Another similar term is demiromantic. Ultimately, there are numerous ways to describe a person's attractions. Many people suggest that orientation is fluid and doesn't remain the same throughout a person's life. As I keep repeating, keep in mind that different people use different terms differently. It's up to the person using the word to use it in a way that describes them best. And of course, it may change for people throughout their lives as well. So remember to keep on learning. Words and meanings change over time, and the only way to keep on top of these terms is to keep engaged with the language and learn more. And of course, if you have any alternate definitions from what I've mentioned in this video, feel free to put them in the comments below.